Hello guys, Brad here today, and what I wanted to do today is talk about tonka bean and the use of tonka bean in fragrances. And the purpose of this video is to basically do three things. Number one, just tell you what tonka bean is. Number two, to mention a lot of different tonka bean um, fragrances that I've tried and give some overall thoughts on those fragrances. And then at the end of the video, I just want to give my overall thoughts on which tonka bean fragrances might be good to have in your collection. So first off, the tonka bean. The tonka bean is a pretty common fragrance note in men's fragrances, and I'm sure some of the women's fragrances as well. Basically, a tonka bean has a sweet aroma to it, similar to vanilla bean, but the difference with tonka bean is that it has um, more of a spicy aroma to it. I would say slightly more alluring and sensual. Some people say it has like an almond, cinnamon, or clove-like spiciness to it as well, on top of that vanilla-like sweetness. And I find it quite pleasant. However, you can get kind of sick of it after a while if you've smelled it in so many different fragrances. It does tend to make a lot of fragrances smell kind of generic if you've been surrounded by a lot of these types of fragrances. But let me go ahead and just mention some of the different tonka bean fragrances that I've tried and just kind of quickly describe them. First one is one of my favorite niche fragrances of all time, Sirius Number 7. Now with Sirius Number 7, in addition to the tonka bean, you get leather, violet leaf, and some orange with some spice. Very nice fragrance, very versatile because a lot of tonka bean fragrances are pretty heavy and best suited for the fall, winter. But with Series Number 7, it's kind of a light feel. I think the violet leaf really makes it more green. Some say it kind of gives it like a green Irish tweed kind of a feel. So yeah, Series Number 7, very versatile, pleasant smelling fragrance. And as a niche fragrance, you can't expect to spend maybe $120 or so for the fragrance, but I would recommend at least checking it out. I do think it is a bottle-worthy fragrance myself. Another one, kind of in the same vein, Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme. This one's a very popular fragrance. A lot of people would say this is signature scent worthy. It's got some ginger in it, violet, bergamot, and cedarwood. Very well-rounded fragrance, very easy to wear any time of the year. Um, yes, if you're just looking for like a workhorse tonka bean fragrance, Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme is a great one for that. Another one very popular on YouTube right now, Eau de Beau from L'Occitane. Now with Eau de Beau, you're going to have the tonka bean blended with cypress and incense. And a lot of people compare this one with Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. This one has sort of an exotic feel to it. Now, the reason why I think a lot of people love this one is because it is kind of unique and different, sort of like a niche-like feel to it. So it doesn't give people that same old tonka bean feel. It might not be the best way to start your journey with tonka bean, but if you're kind of getting sick of it, it definitely puts a fresh twist on tonka bean. Another one from Carolina Herrera called Chic. Now this one's kind of interesting because it combines tonka bean with some watermelon and cinnamon. Gives it a nice light watery feel, and the tonka bean can sometimes be difficult to pull off in sporty or hot summer situations, but I think if you wanted something for the warmer weather, Chic by Carolina Herrera could be the one to choose. Another very popular tonka bean fragrance, maybe the first one I've ever encountered, it could be considered like the flagship of tonka beans. Armani's Code. It used to be called Black Code as well. This one combines tonka bean with tobacco, leather, bergamot, and guaiac wood. So it's sort of a oriental type tonka bean, probably best for romantic evening wear. But if you like tonka bean and you like that dressy feel, yeah, Armani Code is a great one. Finally, I want to talk about Vetiver Tonka from Hermescence. This one's a great tonka bean fragrance. The thing that makes this one great is the way it really intertwines tonka bean with vetiver. Now, vetiver fragrances can be difficult for some people to tolerate. That sharp, kind of biting, grassy root feel to it. Not for everybody, but I would say with vetiver and the Tonka blend together, it does just create a very classy smell, and very versatile as well. Um, I enjoy that one quite a bit, and I'm glad that I finally got a little bottle of that in my collection. So those are some Tonka bean fragrances that I would recommend checking out. Like I said, if you're not careful, you could end up with dozens of Tonka bean fragrances in your collection, and it could create a lot of redundancy and a lot of bottles picking up dust in your collection. So I would say be very careful. Look at note breakdowns before you uh, get too carried away with blind buying fragrances with Tonka bean. Like there's this new one out that I'm going to be reviewing very soon. Chanel, Allure, Homme, Sport, Extreme. Got that Tonka bean note in it. And I know a lot of people are so sick of Tonka bean that they're wondering why they should purchase it. And I totally agree. But I would say, La Homme is a great one to have because it's very versatile and pleasing. Um, Chic by Carolina Herrera is a great one to have because you can wear it in the summer in the hot weather. Vetiver Tonka because of the vetiver note. Series number 7 as well because it does a great job of giving Tonka bean like that violet leaf smell, and it's a good year round as well. So maybe 3 or 4 Tonka bean fragrances would be great to have in your collection. I can't really see having much more than that. After a while, I think these fragrances do kind of become redundant and start to smell all alike. But definitely, it's worthwhile to have some Tonka bean fragrances in your collection. I would recommend checking out all the ones that I've mentioned. And if you have a favorite Tonka bean fragrance, please mention it down below. Let the community know about some good Tonka bean options. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.